So, if you guys did not know, recently they dropped a dev update, basically explaining what's coming with these new changes. Some of these I agree with, some of them I don't. We're gonna read through them. If you guys missed it, it'll be on the channel. If you guys aren't watching on the channel, you guys missed the live stream, twitch.tv/ghostworld. Make sure you come through, watch it on the channel. I mean, God dang it, just watch it, okay? I make great content. Just watch the stream. You want to see more of me, right? Just watch the stream. Anyway, move forward. Okay, so Twins, they basically got a whole rework. So, reduce the time it takes to switch back to Charlotte to 1.5 was 3 seconds. Reduce the time it takes to unbind Victor to 0.75 seconds was 1 second. Reduce the time it takes to reduce the time it takes to charge Victor's pounce by 0.85 seconds was 1 second. Added the ability to recall Victor at any point while he is unbound. Added the ability to change between Victor and Charlotte near hook survivors. Dev note: we have made switching between Charlotte and Victor more responsive and given the killer ability to recall Victor anytime so they feel better to play. Be warned, anti-face cam meter will still fill if you are too close. Okay. Updated 7 add-ons. Victor's pounce no longer latches on healthy survivors. Victor can no longer be kicked after successful pounce, which do not latch onto the survivor. Victor's pounce now latches on to survivors when they are put into the dying state. Other survivors can crush the Victor during this to help the dying survivor. Victor will automatically return to Charlotte after 20 seconds. While Victor is attached to a survivor or holding a survivor in a locker, Charlotte gains 10% haste effect. This effect will be lost prematurely if Charlotte hits a survivor. Removed, survivors near Victor while he is latched onto another survivor no longer have the revealed by killer instinct. Okay. So overall, this seemed pretty bad. in context, it seems good because they're no longer about slugging. But like, I feel like the ability to damage somebody with Victor, you can't kick him after you damage somebody, and then immediately be able to charge up another pounce and jump right back at him. That's going to be annoying. Apparently, you can still be kicked if you miss, so that's good. But honestly, I don't know. Who knows? Previously, the Twins' power heavily encouraged slugging, leaving survivors in the dying state. Since Victor could chain together pounces on multiple injured survivors, but only pounce a single healthy one. Furthermore, survivors could often save each other before Charlotte could make it to them. We have flipped this around. Victor will now be much more effective at injuring multiple survivors and instead assist Charlotte, who now moves faster while Victor is latched on and picking on survivors. Okay, I read that wrong. This making it possible for Victor to both injure and down a survivor without being forced to switch back to Charlotte in between. Nice. The visual terror radius setting will now include Victor's grunts. Great. Victor will now glow red whenever he's vulnerable to being crushed. No, that's just nice. We've updated the visual terror radius to include Victor's grunts to improve accessibility and added red glow to Victor whenever he's vulnerable to be crushed to improve visual feedback. Now, apparently, this change has made blight mains incredibly upset. Improved collision detection to reduce cases where the blight slides off objects. It can be frustrating to slide off an object you were trying to bump into and then you rush prematurely. We have improved the collision detection and make the blight's rush more consistent. This is also fixes an issue which allowed the blight to incorrectly slide along obstacles and lunge around corners than intended. So if you guys didn't know, there was a thing called the hug tech for blight, just like there is for Wesker as well, to where you see those like OD good blights will like slide off, like for example Shaq, they slide off Shaq and then get you around the corner. Like, you ever get hit by a blight, like, yo, how did he get that hit? That makes no sense. That's crazy. That's probably what a hug tech is. You get the situation, they hug the wall, slide off of it, and then use the collision of sliding off it to guide them into getting hit. So people were really upset about this, especially those blight mans, like those higher tier blight mans. This kind of like lowers his skill level, his skill cap, his skill ceiling, if you want to say that. So that kind of sucks. I wish they would keep this in because there's really not much to differentiate the killer to killer. Because like, if you got somebody who's a master at blight who knows how to do this, they can't do this no more, and like they just lost a whole bunch of ability to get hits. Granted, I understand blight is already a stronger killer, so this is kind of a nerf, but this is like an unneeded nerf. People have already gotten used to it. It's fun. Leave it in the game. Roll back on that. Haddonfield change, updated the map layout to reduce the overall size. They also changed it. Well, another change is to reduce the length of hedges and fences to create more openings. This maps a long and narrow shape, a row of broken fences and or hedges, made getting around very time consuming. We have reduced the overall size and added more openings to make it easier to traverse. Adjusted various houses to reduce the strength of strong loops. Reduce the number of houses in the map. All remaining houses cannot be entered. Many houses were closed off, making the map larger without any room for gameplay. They've reduced the number of houses that spawn, though each one that remains will now be open and playable. We have reduced the strength of some strongest window loops to be fair and more interesting to play. Okay, so this is more interesting because I literally just got done playing this one. This is an incredibly strong loop. This is like an incredibly strong loop. If you guys don't know, the reason it's so strong is because you could vault. You used to be able to vault this window, come all the way around, the killer at the vault, but he either vaulted with you, or we took the stairs, which is even longer. So they vault with you. This is like a guaranteed 3 loop. You're gonna get looped here for a little bit. So you have to vault here and then come around. Now they put the window here. They put a window here, so not a window, a wall or doorway, so the killer can just walk out. So this is no longer a viable loop. You might get like, it's no longer going to be like a loop that you can run this way. You're probably going to have to vault, run out here, and then fast vault through it again, and then maybe run back out this way, and then fast vault through that way. But it's going to be kind of hard to get a fast vault. You're going to have to like run out here, run behind the table, and then get a straight line through the window to get the fast vault. So that's kind of weird. Added pallets and lockers along the edge of the map. Updated street tiles to feature more pallet loops. Adjusted pallet loops and park tiles. Okay. The outdoor areas were fairly empty before encouraging survivors to make a run for the nearest house when they were chased. Since we reduced the strength of houses, we have added multiple additional loops to the streets and edges of the map to spread out chases and reduce dead zones. Thank you. That was an incredibly annoying situation. The decisive strike is getting a buff. I've seen people are for, like, the average survivor is 100% for these changes, while the top tier, top 10% survivors are like, why? Because decisive strike is still like a top 10 most used perk, according to stats, and like Nightlight GG, still like a top 10 most used perk. So people will still use it. The issue with decisive strike is it's incredibly strong against the killers that don't counter it. Huntress, Nurse, Slinger, Light. The ability to clutch up like right after you get the stun off. You gotta remember it's a 3-second stun, and one of those seconds you're falling off from fall stun of the shoulder, killer shoulder. Because you gotta fall off the shoulder, that's 1 second, and then after that 1 second, then you get the ability to run. So if you ain't got no way to make distance after you do that, it kind of sucks. They also added a new different stabbing animation. Adrenaline. This is I believe this is a healthy change. Honestly, I believe this is kind of healthy. Adrenaline no longer activates if you're hooked when the gates are powered. Reduce the speed boost duration from 3 to 5 seconds. Was 5 seconds, I apologize. Adrenaline no longer causes you to wake up and face Freddy. That's 9, because Freddy was just getting already terrible. You don't need anything worse. Adrenaline has a lot of expectations, which made it difficult to play around. If a survivor was hooked while the gates were powered, they would be healthy and receive a substantial speed boost upon being unhooked, making it very difficult for the killer to catch them before they could escape, which made it so adrenaline no longer pauses when you're on hook. We've also removed the wake up effect from facing Freddy to clean up the perk, as we've moved away from perks that affect killer specific powers over the years. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Ultimate weapon. I think this is a buff. I think it's a buff. Beside the time. Now reveals the aura instead of causing survivors to scream, reducing the activation time to 15 seconds was 30, and increase the cooldown to a maximum of 60 seconds. I think this is stupid. I think this is dumb. They should have left. Literally, they could have done anything else with this. I think this is worse. Like, this is just another version of Darkness Revealed. Ultimate weapon was already stupid. Why? It's not like we needed more perks that gives the killers aura, but who cares? Guess they don't. Ultimate weapon was a jack of all trades, providing both information and a consistent way to interrupt survivor actions, allowing it to synergize too well with other perks. Rather than screaming, survivors will instead have their aura revealed. This means it's no longer interrupts survivor interactions. The survivor won't know that you're being revealed to the killer. That's the issue. That is the issue. You're basically adding a good 10 to 15% more people running distortion. We already have some people running distortion. There's going to be even more people now. Since Ultimate Weapon is easy to activate, it's possible to keep its effect active throughout the entire match. We've increased the cooldown and decreased its activation window to ensure there's some downtime between uses. With emblems being used for solely monthly rewards these days, it feels needlessly punishing to lose a pip after a rough match. The quality of life changing will make the emblem system feel less stressful. This also applies to modifier. You can enjoy those limited time modes without worrying about your grade. So they did a visual overhaul for the store. This looked really nice, real Fortnite vibes. I like all these, look really cool, really cool. New tomes and their respective rifts will now open at the same time as the update. The new rift bundle, which grants premium rift rewards plus 20 tier a head start at discount prices. So, like every other game in the battle pass, they have like a bundle to where you could add like pay like what $5 extra or like $25 to get 20 rift to get the rift and 20 extra tiers. You know what that is. Rifts have historically opened the day after the mid-chapter update, but no more. You can now get cracking on those challenges right away. We have also introduced a new Rift bundle, which includes premium Rift Pass and 20 tiers at a discounted price. The premium Rift Pass can still be purchased separately if you prefer. Overall, this is pretty good. I hate this ultimate weapon change. Low-key, leave Blight alone. Revert this change. Don't put this in here. Like, Blight is a very technical killer. Let him be technical. Let him be fun. Let him be hard to play. Because, like, he's fun. The stuff that he can do is fun to play against. Don't nerf the ability for a killer to have hard technicalities that are fun to play against. Like, they took time out of their day to learn it and everything. Next thing you know, they're going to take out Wesker Hug Tech. And then the fact that they did it just for Blight specifically is confusing. Why would they do it just for Blight now and not Wesker? Eat two. They just took it out just for Blight. Next thing you know, they're going to take out 180 Oni. But I think that's stupid. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I think these changes, the twin changes are concerning. Hopefully it's not as bad as I think, to where Victor can literally just run, pounds at you, damage you, recover, run, pounds at you, damage you, you're dead. So we'll see how it plays. I gotta play this. I can't really just say how it's gonna work. Maybe a PTB will drop here soon, unless they're gonna just launch it to live immediately. We shall see. Hey, Ghost from the Future here, cutting in to add this little section of new patch notes. I didn't really go over this because the video you just saw was in the past, and second of all, I didn't believe these patch notes was real. This dropped on April Fool's Day, so I thought there was BSing, but I was like, nope, this is clearly real. Apparently people reporting it, and this is something that's coming, which is crazy. So let's talk about it. These changes were like I said, these changes were announced on April 1st. Apparently there's supposed to be a PCB launching today, but you're seeing this video on Thursday. This video was recorded on Wednesday, but they delayed the PCB, so I would have played that, but it's fine. Moving forward, they decided to give some changes to some Clown and Huntress perks. Which, when you see these changes, you'll understand why I didn't believe these were real. So for Sticky Soda Bottle and Cheap Gin Bottle, increase invigoration by 2% and increase invigoration effect by 3% for each individual add-on. This is a rework. They reworked 4 add-ons, 2 for Huntress, 2 for Clown. For Huntress, they reworked her add-ons to give her extra hatchets, because now you guys know she starts with 8 hatchets, I believe. I think she starts with 8 now by base. So the leather loop is the yellow one that gave you 1, and the infantry belt was the purple one that gave you 2. So you got 3 extra hatchets you put together. So they did the same thing. The yellow one is 2% haste for 5 seconds. The infantry belt is 3% haste for 5 seconds. Now I'm interested to see, because I thought they would never give Huntress the ability to go faster. Me, I've been running as a Huntress player. I've been running the infantry belt for the extra 2 hatchets on top of the oak haft, since they like kind of put the flower babushka like in her base kit, so you kind of don't need it as much anymore. So that's what I've been running. I've gotten used to it. I am weirded out by the fact that they decided to give her a speed boost after hits, because I felt like this could be a bit too strong. But I did say the same thing about the extra hatches, so who knows? They also, apparently for all this time, Unknown has been this strong, and his lunge hasn't been the same as other killers, which is crazy. They also fixed an issue that caused the Unknown to not to see a black screen when teleporting to a hallucination that's currently being interacted with by a survivor, and a bunch of other stuff. If you guys are going to read this, feel free to pause and read it. Here's the stuff of the maps. That's it for the video. Hope you have a good one. What do you guys think about these patch notes along with the other one that you just saw? That's kind of crazy to me. I never thought they would have did this, but hey, man, Behavior's been pumping out some of these updates, and they're finally like really pushing, and they don't feel like they're getting complacent, like getting content, because there's no competition in the field right now. So that's really good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you have a good one, and remember, stay spooky. Peace.